Peace, love, good health, and black power. Man, I'm excited about this show today. Yeah. I got my main man with me, the big beaster, Aaron Ferguson. Man, me and this man have been friends over 40. We come from elementary, junior high. Man, we even stayed back together.
That's right. But, yeah, y'all had a dysfunctional life together.
Yeah, man. Man, he was terrible, but man, the reason I wanted to bring him on the show, Vic, I want to talk about, man, the Gangsta Chronicles, man. They still talking about the Gangsta Chronicles right today. And I just wanted to ask you, but before we get in there, man, tell me a little bit about your childhood, your brothers and sisters. Tell me how you came up, if you could.
Well, I come from a household of 8 boys and 1 girl.
Mm-hmm.
It was always a very rough fight in the house every day. Somebody was getting a black eye, busted lip, or busted nose in there every day.
Every day.
And my little brother, Alley Cat, used to have a lot of our little homies from around the hood to come in the house and hang around us.
Yeah.
And we decided that we was going to form the gang, the Gangsta Chronicles.
Well, what made y'all decide what made y'all decide?
It's at the particular time when the Gangsta Chronicles was what I might call being formatted, being created, giving birth to a Gangsta Chronicle crew.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the Go-Go's was something that we did. Right. We went to the Tuesday night Go-Go, the Wednesday night Go-Go, the Friday night Go-Go, the Saturday night Go-Go, and if they had a Sunday night Go-Go, we go to it.
Yeah.
However, one of the bigger things was us. We knew a lot of the peoples in the bands that was running the EU guys, Sugar Bear and them, Lil Benny and them, James Funk and them. They was cool with the Gangsta Chronicles. They liked it as far as I was concerned.
Right.
Because they put us on display.
Man, all the time.
They put us on display at every go-go. You could hear them yelling Gangsta Chronicles. For us, what made us do it was not more of control, but more of just the mere fact that we wanted people to know that we hold it down.
Right.
And we come from the upper Northwest neighborhood, and that all of us, every last one of us, was brothers, cousins, neighbors, and close friends.
Right.
It was the original Gangsta Chronicles. When we started that group, I can't remember but about 3 guys that didn't live around in our neighborhood or within a 4 to 6 block ratio.
Okay.
So
can you run it? Because I can't remember. I just remember
everybody. Alley Cat and me and Mo, Eric and Mark Tap, Lump and D,
my man,
Black Suede, his little brother Rocky.
Right.
Who else? Pat.
Right.
Grady.
My
Grady. Yeah, Grady. Yeah, Shady Grady. Yeah. One of the Superman on the court.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Big Dink.
Oh, I remember. Of course, Dave Wooten
and John Wooten.
Oh, you forgot you got your main, the Domio brothers.
Jenkins, Jeff, and Bob. All of them. Every last one of those guys that was just named are original guys from the Gangsta Chronicles that spent the night hanging at our house, plotting, scheming, and scamming with us as to how we getting ready to carry things out in the community and society.
And give us your age, your age range.
I am at that particular point somewhere in the area of about 17 or 18. Because we started the Gangsta Chronicles. Actually, the Gangsta Chronicles originally started somewhere in the area of about 80.
Really?
Yes. Because when we was leaving Deal, we used to be going out to the little malls, making sure that the people know they need a brand new set of ski coats because we're going to take what we want. And most of us wasn't doing nothing but getting dressed up to go to the Go-Go.
Right.
I mean, that was our thing. All of us shared the same barber.
Yeah.
Everybody went to Sports Barbershop, Fox cut our hair.
Yeah.
Everybody wore the same type of taper.
Right.
You know.
And so let me get it straight. So we started off boosting, and then y'all graduated to.
It was even more so way before that, Tony, because most of those guys I just named, every last one of us, had newspaper routes.
Right.
I had 2 newspaper routes. I was a drop man on the truck.
Right.
So I would deliver all their papers to them and go out and serve my routes. But the reason why I brought the newspaper routes up, a lot of those guys in the Gangsta Chronicles will tell you this. This because we was like brothers. We was tight knitted. We had a real family orientation there.
I remember.
We would actually, after serving papers and getting some breakfast from McDonald's or Smokies, we would climb back up on the back of the newspaper truck and shoot dice. And this is way before going to school, because you gotta remember you serving newspapers at 4 in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So by 5:30 or 6 we shooting craps.
Right.
There was always somebody getting in fights on the truck about somebody trying to cheat or taking something or doing something they had no business. Yeah. And then we go head up to school.
Right.
And when we get to school, people already knew that, hey man, those the guys from the Gangsta Chronicles. You know, we had a real tight knit.
Right.
A lot of times you may not even known it. You was a part of it.
Yeah.
Because
matter of fact, I gotta ask you, man, why I wasn't invited to be a Gangsta Chronicle, man? Why y'all ain't nobody let me in the Gangsta Chronicles, man.
Well, the Gangsta Chronicles, and I don't know if I spoke on that just yet, but the truth being told, Gangsta Chronicles didn't go out their way to recruit.
Yeah.
People came to us.
Wow.
People hold little gangs and cliques and crews.
Yeah.
They would leave their cliques and crews and gangs and come and blend with us.
Yeah.
And that made us deeper.
But
so we already was like,
tell me about the night though. This is what everybody want to hear. All listening ears want to hear. What was the night that y'all said the name? This is Gangsta Chronicles, and who came up with the name?
Alley Cat came up with the name. And one night we were sitting down in our basement. We tried to figure out what type of name we wanted to give ourselves, because we heard about the A-Team, we heard about the 8th and H crew, we heard about the 7th Street crew. But in all reality, and no disrespect to them guys, 45, 50 years ago, the honest to God truth, we didn't care nothing about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We was uptown dudes. Uptown was known for trying to get money.
Right.
We was gamblers, hustlers, entrepreneurs.
Right.
Everybody could play ball.
Right.
Most of the little guys boxed down Latin connection.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we just decided that we was going to get mobbed up and call ourselves the Gangsta Chronicle. When we all agreed upon it, we created a signal.
Right. And
our signal was to ball your fists up and hold it in the air to go like that.
Right.
And walk through the crowd yelling Gangsta Chronicles.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. At every go-go,
yeah,
we would start yelling Gangsta Chronicles.
Yeah.
And we would be jumping all on top of each other, holding our fists up.
Yeah.
With the fist in front of the palm of the hand.
Right.
That let people know we was the Gangsta Chronicles. And when they came up with it that night in the basement, I said, wow, man, that probably hit home out of all the names we tried. And I can't remember a lot of the names.
Do you remember any name?
Well, our whole neighborhood was a bunch of gangs from back in the day. The PB Flaming Arrows, the Untouchables. They had all types of gangs. That was the older guys in our neighborhood. But to be honest with you, man, as time went on, we got to be a lot rougher than those guys. As a matter of fact, we jumped on some of them. we had the older guys in our neighborhood understanding. We not taking it, because one of the things that the Gangsta Chronicles was for was togetherness.
Right.
I mean, the thing about us is, like I talked about the newspaper thing, from serving newspapers early in the morning to all throughout the day, we always had some little scheming and gimmick going on with us.
Right.
Trying to find a way to get $1.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And a crap game was one of the biggest things. Just get some dice out and all the little money we done ran around hustling up, somebody get ready to get broke.
Right.
And we just, every everybody just wanted to be together. You know what I mean? Even if my mother come in there and say, "Oh, y'all being too loud down there. Y'all got to get out of this basement."
Right.
Man, the minute she go to bed, we be right back in that basement.
Yeah.
I ain't lying. I mean, our team was together. We was a family. If we had a problem with one another, we made sure that them two people in that problem needed to square off.
Yeah.
In other words, we instigated a fight.
To make it clear.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just to be honest with you. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the loudest ones about starting stuff. You know what I mean? I probably done fought everybody in the gangster crowd. And the ones who I didn't fight probably didn't want to fight me because it wasn't enough work for them to be able to stand that oomph, you know. But to be honest, we had a thing where as though nobody was taking whippings from nobody outside the group. We wasn't going for it.
Yeah.
If we heard that so and so at the go-go did something, when we see him again, he had a real problem. See, he didn't have to deal with 30 of us no more.
Yeah.
Because it was like gangs coming from everywhere in the upper northwest neighborhood, all over the avenue, all down by Coolidge or somewhere. Mm-hmm. All those guys, a lot of guys came and wanted to be a part. Most of them knew that we was getting money. We was trying to get money. But honesty is our best policy. Mm-hmm. We wasn't begging nobody to do nothing. No, we didn't have no recruitment where we had you running around doing nothing. You know, sometimes to join a gang, you had to go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Right. We didn't do none of that. Yeah. Our thing was, hey man, bring something to the table. Right. And for the most part, we just refuse to accept the weaklings.
Man.
You know what I mean? And it's some undercover weaklings in the gang. I can't call no names because I made a vow to myself that if I come and do this with y'all, I wouldn't down none of our crew.
Right.
But some of them used to piss me off. I'm not even gonna lie. And the ones who know about it, they already know. I done smacked them upside the head. I don't know how many times. I done rumbled just about everybody up there. But through the grace of God, we learned something. We learned that we wasn't taking wooden nickels from people. And we also could go anywhere. Panorama room, anywhere out, southeast, southwest, anywhere. We could go anywhere. And people knew that was the Gangsta Chronicles.
Yeah.
Well, that's without bragging.
Let me ask you a question. Now, I remember, because I remember all this like it was yesterday, but it seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Alley Cat was kind of like the face of Gangsta Chronicles.
He was more than the face.
Yeah.
Honestly, God rest his soul. You know, Cap being my little brother.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie, he was more than just the face. Alley Cat, always. He was the brain.
I always tell Neil that.
He said, man, he's smart. He said, man, he'll sell snow to the Eskimos.
Yeah. He was the only. Him and Jenkins, and Jenkins' brother Jeff.
Right.
All those guys could do all the dirt in the world and still go to school and make A's.
Yeah.
That was incredible for us. Some of us used to even say, man, how the hell he get a report card with 5 A's and a B?
Yeah.
Here I got 6 D's and an F.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but through the grace of God, though, man, Alley Cat. One thing about Alley Cat, like in the beginning, Alley Cat was the first one who put a lot of us on.
Right.
Now, they didn't want to give me nothing because they felt like I was a little rough. Paying was out the window.
You was not going to pay nobody.
Paying was out the window.
This man wasn't going to pay nobody.
If you give me anything to work,
it's mine.
Yes. Chalk that one up as a law.
Just give it to me.
And the one thing about me, I ain't hesitate to tell them they ain't getting no money.
Man.
You know what I mean?
And along with that, how Alley Cat, tell me, how did he get his name? Alley Cat, and give us his full name, and then
Alan Dolphus Ferguson. God rest this man's soul. Alley Cat got his name by every time my mother and my Aunt Joyce and them be looking for him. He was always down in the alley. Yeah. Somewhere done snuck off the back porch. We had this big back porch that see over the alley. And then you could go down in the yard and leave out. Mm-hmm. Man, every time they look for Alley Cat, he down in the alley.
And what ages is this?
Man, Alley Cat was like 4 or 5 years old. Stepping off. If they would used to be looking for him, he'd be down in the alley. But what it mostly was, he done followed the grown folks down there being nosy, messing in their business.
Right.
So in other words, what I'm trying to say, as a baby, Alley Cat had hustle mentality. Yeah. He was a quick thinker.
Yeah.
He read extremely well, and when it come to beefing, you didn't have to give him but a hot second before he get heated.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, the majority of our fights come from Alley Cat, always getting into something.
Yeah. And in age range, where does he rank in among the family?
Me, him, and Maurice was the youngest out of 9 children.
But Alley Cat the baby.
Yeah, Alley Cat was the baby.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, let me see. Cat died when he was 50. He's been gone 5 years, 4.5, 5 years. Mm-hmm. So, Alley Cat would have been 54, going on 55 right now. Mm-hmm. And Maurice was 56. Everybody was 1 year. That was Tony's man.
Oh, both. Alley Cat and Mo.
But Tony and Mo had spelling problems. They in school trying to spell 5 simple words.
The word was proportion. The word was proportion, right? I was supposed to spell it, but I spelled it wrong. Every time I see Mo, he say spell proportion. Every time I see him.
And look, they'll get each other, him and Tony will get each other out in the public around a crowd.
Joe each other out,
and start messing with each other about that word. About the spelling.
But along with that, so Alley Cat seemed like he was the center, the brain. You said Jeff and Jenkins, right? Who were like the soldiers, like, the ones who, put that work in the most?
Neil, I ain't gonna lie to you, Neil. Every last one of them I just named.
Yeah, but to me,
you like Lump.
I like Lump, Suede.
That was
you talk about Suede.
Lump, Suede, and Bay was the boxingest dudes out the group to me. Yeah, because they could put the gloves on and they could street fight.
Yeah. And they were gonna put that.
Yeah. When it come down to the hardcore work, you know what I mean.
And I like he say, Lump, Suede, and Bay, man. But I took a special liking to Lump and Suede. Lump, that mother will fight anybody. But I done seen them, and they was young.
Those dudes had heart. They had heart.
All game.
It's 2 guys though that I didn't mention.
Oh, and Jenkins to fight too. I watched Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Jenkins gonna put that work in too. Jenkins and Bob.
That was Jenkins was like me out the group when it came to, he was the strong arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But between the group, me and Jenkins and us, we ain't mind picking you up and dumping you. You get easy dumping out of us. Whole lot of rumbling.
Was Bert with y'all?
Bert, that's what I was going to tell you. I forgot some people.
Bert,
I'm telling you, it's 3 people that I would never leave out of the Gangsta Chronicles. That was original Gangsta Chronicles. That's Bert, Jim, and Pearl. Pearl lived next door to me. Jim live up the street. And Bert might as well have lived in our house. Cause he was in there 24/7. And it's just like all of us, we was just a real tight knitted group. And we could get, the thing about us, we could get deep.
Man.
Real quick, and a whisper in the wind.
It wasn't nothing to see 50 or 60 of them jokers walking through the go.
Right. And when the fighting started, it might be 100 deep.
I remember everybody Gangsta Chronicles.
I mean, because that's what we did. When we go in there, soon as the band get ready to start playing, we wrestle our way down through the crowd and take the crowd and part it. And we'll be yelling Gangsta Chronicles from the back straight up to the front where Chuck or Essence or EU or Trouble or whoever was. Yeah. And they hand us the mic to start yelling our name in it. Yeah. And cause if you ever heard different tapes and stuff, you hear Alley Cat, you hear Jenkins, and there's one little dude, well, it's a couple of little dudes that didn't live in our neighborhood that came and lived at Upshur Playground and up in my house with us, which was Lil Boo that I told you about, and the little dude Hot Dog.
And then I remember, one of my little favorite ones was Lil Daryl, Lil Cold Pretty Boy Daryl and Water.
Talking about him,
Was Daryl?
Talking about with all the money?
He was he got killed.
Right.
Little Daryl.
Little light-skinned Daryl with the curly hair.
Yeah. That was my main man.
Shorty had bank.
Man.
Hey, Shorty, when he came and started hanging with us, he had money. Yeah. I didn't even know where he come from.
Yeah.
All I know is Alley Cat and them used to be like, man, Shorty know how to get paid, yo. Yeah. And like, but through the way you see all that go, just like you see an empire rise, you would see it fall. Yeah. And I saw how the Gangsta Chronicles kept getting snatched up, doing their own thing in the street, but everybody started catching charges. And before you know it, everybody was downloading together. Yeah. Man. The whole crew I just named. Yeah. And just about spent time in Lawton together for a few years. Yeah. And I got on a work release program, and then I used to travel to different parts of Lawton. And I told all of them one day, we was all together, and I told all of them that I didn't think I could hustle no more. Man, what the hell you gonna do? You don't know how to do nothing else. Yeah. You ain't never get educated, so you can't. so I told him, I said, well, I can cook. And I might go home and take a construction job during the day and flip hamburgers at night. Yeah. And they thought it was a joke. Yeah. Well, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna find me a lady and marry her. Yeah. And so
hold on, we moving too fast. I gotta ask you this before we go right there. Who was y'all biggest rival?
It had to be the 18.
Okay.
Cause they was the ones who would try us. Right. And they wasn't even as deep as us. Yeah. But they had the Big Bama Max. Yeah. You know what I mean? You was there when you saw it. The man stole out and cat in the mouth.
I wasn't there. I was
at the basketball game.
No, see what happened was.
Oh no, I ain't saying you was standing there when Cat got hit. No.
I wasn't there. I was there when we went to the basketball game. You said they go to do man Max.
And we came out the stands and whipped him.
Yeah,
don't try to leave yourself out there. I want the world to know that you can stop that. You made it your business to jump out there before I could jump out there when I pointed the man out. And you nailed him like I nailed him. Yeah, but the reason why I would even say that about them is because, first of all, really none of them gangs didn't have no problem with us, not unless they felt like we were stepping on their toes at a go-go. Right. But this guy, he played and joked with us and was friends with us and everything. And then for some reason or another, him and Alley Cat had whatever words, this man hit Alley Cat. This man standing 6'3". Alley Cat was like 5'7".
Wear rings on every finger.
Yeah. Where were they from, Merlin?
They were Southeast dudes mixed with some parts of Maryland. Some of them was from Southeast. Yeah. Because I knew them all from the street. Right. I knew all Irk and the dude Mad Max and the rest of them.
I never knew them all. I remember you telling me.
I knew them from the streets.
I knew them. When
we go over to the Southeast Go-Go's, like Atlanta Skating Ring, Cherry Skating Ring, and all that stuff, and Panorama Room and all that. Right. That was kind of like, that was their stomping around. They was kind of like regulating them spots till we come. Right. But the dude, somehow or another, whatever words him and Cat had, right? Because I wasn't standing there when he hit Cat. Right. He nailed Cat, man. He put about $3,000-$4,000 worth of dental work in Cat mouth.
He wired Cat got his mouth.
He wired his mouth.
That's what I remember you telling me.
He wired his mouth. Right? So when we had our little meetings at night in my basement,
right.
Cause my basement was like home base,
right.
Other than Upshur Playground, we
right.
spend the night on Upshur Playground.
Right.
Upshur Playground, you could, when the lights go off, if you wasn't supposed to be up there, it was probably healthy for you not to. Even if you was somebody coming up there trying to buy something, you need to get it and get moving.
Yeah.
Because our little mob was, we had a problem with people. And we wasn't so nice to them. If we jump on them, it was like some ticks getting on a dog. But the long story short is, when all that occurred, we had thought them dudes was all right in the beginning.
Right.
But then when we started having our little meetings and stuff in the basement, our rule was no matter where we see them and no matter how many times we see them, they getting whipped.
On site.
Whipped.
Okay.
I ain't lying. Whipped. Okay. I mean, they walked in the Howard Theater one day, knowing they way out of their league. They're Southeast dudes. You on 7th Street, buddy. All this is Northwest. So when they walked in the doorway, just like I pointed them out to you, I told Jenkins and Alley Captain, I said, man, this joker got to be mad. In front of the police, I ran up, grabbed a man in the throat, and nailed him 3 straight times, busted everything in his face. So the dude, Officer Robertson from down there, the police dude, he worked at Harriet Tubman School and everything down there by your store in that area.
Right.
And he worked all the go-os. He worked the Black Hole, he worked the Howard, he worked anything in Northwest.
Right.
And he had a gang of guards. And they was known for whipping people.
Right.
The man split me in the head with his pistol and told me to run. Well, what shocked him was when he split me in the head, I had my whole head wide open, busted wide open.
Right.
I ain't get up and run. I gave that man that serious look and told him, believe me, we will be seeing you next. and he thought I was going to be scared and don't talk back. So he got the thing in my face, and I got up off the ground, and I walked backwards all the way to Howard Theater Hospital. I mean, Howard University Hospital.
Right.
But the A-team came up there.
Right.
And they was like 40 deep standing outside waiting for me to come out.
Of the hospital.
Right. But the doctors saw that they was coming to get me and jump me because they kept asking people that was coming in and out, when was I coming out?
Right.
And the doctors took me to the backside of Water Street, and I walked up.
That,
back there.
You know, by the water.
Back there
that's how I walked home.
Street.
And one of my older brothers, his friend, saw me, and he was like, "Little Coop, that you?" Because he said, "Man, I know the way you walk, but that you?" Right. But my head was wrapped up like a mummy.
Right.
And all I could think about, I was telling the dude, his name Chubby.
Right.
I was telling him what happened. He said, man, let me take you home, man. I don't want you to walk, man. If them dudes was looking for you like that, they gonna find you.
Right.
And so like I said, even before that happened, we made a rule. Every time we see these jokers, the 18 got a rum on their hand.
Okay.
We made it our business. We rumbled them everywhere. We rode the bus to a Cherry skating ring.
Cherry,
Yeah. We rode the bus from up off of 14th Street to Cherry skating ring, whooped the hell out of these people, and rode the bus on back home. We sure did.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me though about when Tone whooped Mad Max.
Tone, no.
Hey, man,
I'll be honest with you. Tone was the type of guy that he never was taking wood nickels up there. And this now when we jumped on these people, I clearly remember that night because I was banging my head on a metal locker because the principal and them locked me in a little room.
Yeah. And
they somehow never wrestled me away from the fight and locked me in a little room.
Yeah.
But Tone made sure that the dude got some good stiff licks in there. He stole that man I don't know how many times before I could get a good lick in. But way before that though, when we was, and I know you remember this too, Tony, when we was in the Gangsta Chronicles, all of us used to try to have hands.
We used to come around my mother's basement.
Right.
All of us used to come around here and box.
So
every Friday.
The dude
Friday night fights.
Right. One of the dudes.
Afternoon.
One of the dudes was supposed to name Saladin.
My main man.
He was going in the army.
My main man.
He was a senior like I was a senior. And Tony was a senior. He was going in the army, and he wanted to be a boxer in the army. Yeah. So me and him paired up to fight.
Yeah.
But the man ain't show up, Neil.
Yeah.
Man.
Tony calls me out.
Nah.
Tony called me out and said, we just working. We gotta get the people some match, big.
Yeah,
so me and you gonna match up today. Yeah. So like I said back then, I wasn't fearing nothing. Yeah. But I knew that I didn't have the technique like Tony. So anyhow, we put him on, and I want to say before the first round was over, I was ready to quit. Man banged the hell out of me. So I had this dirty technique about my fight game. My fight game was if I knew I couldn't out technique you and throw better punches than you, my rule book was stick the elbow up in your chest, see if I can't get something dirty off on you, and slam your back. I kept pushing Tony back into the wall back there. Tony said, "All right, man, look, man, we ain't doing nothing but brawling. Plus, you cutting my back off." and we stopped. But I knew that cause we was always trying to support one another. Yeah. I had been down there to see you down House of Champions.
All the time.
I knew he had worked with him.
Yeah.
So when we this leading back towards that Gangsta Chronicle thing. When we was up Roosevelt, we had Roosevelt on full scale lock. Yeah. If me and Tony and us walked down the hallway, people slide the hell out the way.
Yeah, man, that was banging though, man.
No, you were with us too, buddy. Now you were more recent, y'all. Y'all was more like coming to school to go to class.
Yeah, instead
I was more, me and Alley Cat and us was more, and Jenkins and us was more looking for a crap game and seeing what little we had another thing about the Gangsta Chronicles. When we get to Roosevelt, you may not have remembered this because you ain't never do it with us. Yeah. When we get to Roosevelt, we had a thing saying, "Are you going out today?" Yeah. That didn't mean, "Are you going out to lunch?" Yeah. That mean, "Are you going out to the mall with us to steal?" That was every day. Yeah. We took anything from a pair of hush puppies to a Gucci coat out the store. Yeah. We take everything. Yeah. But
whatever that hand.
Yeah, right. But like to be honest with you, I couldn't hustle. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on camera saying that. I couldn't hustle like some of the other guys. Yeah. I was like one of the top soldiers that I just like anything that have to do with rumbling, I'm with it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll help you instigate it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, when it comes to the hustling part of it, my technique wasn't good as theirs.
It's hard to hustle when you're going to smoke it. No,
that's what I was just because I was getting to that. I ain't gonna sit. One thing about me, honesty has always been my best policy. Yeah. I'll never forget, Neil. I owed some money to Tony. Yeah. When Tony came around and asked me about the money, I told him, "Man, I don't have a damn thing." I knew I was going to get the money when I gave it to him. I told him. I said, "Man, I don't have a damn thing for you, buddy." Nothing. He said, "Well, when you think you going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to pay you." You know what I mean? And so Joe said, "Man, I like him, man." Yeah. That was my man, Joe Spade. He said, "Man, I like him." Yeah. One thing about him, Big is not going to be hesitant. I didn't bite the bullet. And we were still a real tight-knitted group. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, well, to be honest with you, Neil, and Tony knew it because he grew up watching me. My biggest thing was, one of the reasons why I was so buck wild and strong-minded about wanting to start everything, I loved it to get high. I smoked the PCP, and I could take somebody a little smaller than you, and you lay on my back upside down, I could give you 50 push-ups, but you gotta put the money on the table for the push-ups. Man. And if you don't pay, you probably gonna get banged out about the money. So I mean, those the type of bets I was making.
Yeah.
I would bet that if a 100-pound person like Moses,
Yeah.
Moses used to lay on my back upside down and cross his arms,
Yeah.
and I do 50 push-ups for lumping them. And everybody who put the money up, don't snatch the money back, because that was a good way to get part of your fence wrapped around you. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. That was my thing.
Yeah.
You know, at this particular time today, through the grace of God, I'm 57 years old. I'm grateful and thankful to be right here. You know, I lost my 2 little brothers. That broke me.
Yeah.
It broke me. Not only of seeing those 2 guys go, but them being younger than me, number 1. Number 2, Alley Cat kind of like always had something going on with him about trying to get money.
Yeah.
And Maurice was the dude that tried to keep control about stuff, you know, try to tell you, oh, Fetch, you know that's wrong, man. Hold on, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, you can't, that right there. You know what I mean? We just, our little mob, that Gangsta Chronicle mob was, like I said, it was a bunch of brothers and cousins and neighbors and close loved ones and friends, man. We was tight knitted. And like I said, we ain't never worried about trying to, we gonna make him go jump off a cliff or beat an old lady up or something, and then he can join the gang. No, we didn't never do that.
Right. So Bing, let's get, because you was talking about being incarcerated and coming home, and then you hooked up with Sis. Tell me about that.
Well, I hooked up with one of my cousins one day, man, and he a bus driver. And he said, I told him I quit my girlfriend. He said, I got a girl for you then, buddy. He said, I go with this girl. She got a fine looking sister. So we went down to my wife's job.
Yeah.
And she was working in Union Station. And he introduced me to her. And at the particular time, we was having a birthday party for me over my father's house in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a little baby football field out there in Virginia at his house. So the long story short, I took her with me as my date.
Right.
And once again, my crazy ways and my fighting stuff, it drew her closer to wanting to be with me. Because me and her went out there and we just kicked it throughout the night. And then sometime later on at night, some Bammers from Virginia came and knocked on the door wanting to come in the party. And I told them, man, everybody in here is 14th Street Uptown dudes. You's a Virginia Bammer, and you're not coming in. So it was like 2 or 3 dudes and a girl got out of line.
Right.
I told the girl, you need to let these 2 guys take what's coming to them, because if not, you going to get some of it too.
Right.
And we ain't never beat up on girls. But the long story short, my wife just liked the fact that I stood up to 2 guys by myself before the 100 guys came that was back there in the backyard.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, and just like I spoke to you over and over again about all this different stuff. The one thing about that, me and Teresa, we sat and we talked on the telephone till 4 and 5 in the morning, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just met her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I knew her no more than a week and a half. And we would talk, fall asleep on the phone talking to each other, knowing both of us got to get up and go to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it just turned out to be something big to me. And we got 32.
32 years.
32 years coming up June the 16th, and June the 20th we'll be married 30 years.
Man.
But we've been together 32 years coming up June 16th, and then June 20th we'll be married 30 whole years.
Man,
and
that's good, man. And so when you met her, was she like an inspiration to keep you from going back? Because once you got with her, you ain't...
I told her the same thing I could tell you right now, and I never forget what I told her. I told her that I had a couple of little lady friends, because, you know, by us being real popular guys, you know, having a lady friend wasn't nothing for us. We one of the little statements I used to make is that we dress good, walk good, talk good,
Smell good.
Smell good. And we know where our backside is.
Yeah.
Right. So and I just told her, I said that I was willing to put down all of that to try to be with her.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you.
And then I asked her to marry me.
You made a good choice, Shane.
I did.
Man,
I asked her to marry me
choice.
within 18 months of being with her.
Man.
We got this little... matter of fact, you lived in the complex.
Yeah.
We got the little teeny, little damn apartment wasn't bigger than this room.
Yeah.
And we stayed there for a second, maybe a year and a half. And from there, man, we ain't never stopped.
Man.
You know, but I'm going to show you. See, one thing about me, just like I just admitted to being an addict on PCP,
Right.
I could never get hitched on the other stuff. The other stuff wasn't nothing for me.
Right.
I don't know how they got hitched on cocaine and heroin in the streets, but I can tell you this. I liked it to smoke.
Yeah.
That was my strength. But through the grace of God, when I met her, a lot of that stuff got out.
Right.
Got away.
Right.
You know, I used to have to deal with little stuff like me and her go to a movie and I see one of my friends and one of them say, "Oh man, you married? Man, you married him? Man, you married the craziest dude on earth." And people would do that to me, thinking that was cool to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I might, back in the day I would get mad about it, but as time went on, I knew that being with her was going to be a stronghold for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really helped me.
Right.
She today, even today, she is always gonna be my better half.
Man.
A lot of people won't admit to it, but I will admit to it.
Right.
I would take my wife over my own brothers.
Man. Hey, and let me tell you this, dude. I gotta tell you this story real quick. So Bink this summer have an anniversary.
29 years.
29-year anniversary.
For the wedding, yeah.
And we sitting up there, we talking, we having fun, this and that and this. And so it's this lady that goes off into the woods, use the bathroom. So she come back and try to get Bink wife say, "Man, you think you're going, I know you ain't wash your hands."
Right.
Yeah, I jumped dead on her, man.
Wow.
I say, "Sis, you alright?" She say, "Hey, now and then that certain quarters come out of it." She cold gangster slip. She ain't bothering nobody, but she ain't going for it. Hey, man, I was laughing like, oh, no way, man.
A lot of people bought that to me. Even one of the dudes who had something to do with that particular lady coming out there.
Yeah.
He came to me and said, "Man, I already told the bride she might as well go home. she gonna be hungry out here today." I told her that's your wife food. So when your wife say no, no mean no.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, she was walking around beefing about the jump for a minute.
Man.
Even when y'all left, she was still like on alert.
Man.
I had to tell her to calm down. I said, "Man, that lady." But it was just one of them little. The people come, you will not believe. The people come across the street from you.
Man.
That was bucking them people.
Oh,
You know,
I ain't know.
You don't know Nehru and Ruben and sister?
Yeah. I just ain't know the lady.
Oh yeah, I don't know her neither.
Yeah, I ain't know
but
her.
But she's supposed to be Buck's goddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, she was a young lady who disrespected herself by going in the woods, taking a leak 2 or 3 times, not washing your hands. All the other ladies was walking up the parking lot to there was 2 different bathrooms. Come on, man, you just some type of little heavy alcoholic or whatever drugs you on that cause you to want to pee in the woods when all the other ladies respected it, you know. And my wife just wasn't having it. One of the mistakes she made was walking over towards the food, picking up a plate. My wife said, "I don't know what you're going to put on that plate, but it's probably best you put that in the trash. You're not eating today." Yeah, you didn't wash your hands. And then she tried to get slick out the mouth. "Well, I'm here with Buck." Buck ain't, Teresa said, Buck ain't invited.
Man.
And when Buck get here, I tell her she wasn't invited.
Yeah, man.
I had to tell Teresa to leave it alone because even though I ain't mess with Buck, and them I've always messed with Nehru and the little dude Howie. I mess with them. They always been real cool dudes. All the way when Reds was living. you know. And like, you know, my wife just she is, no matter what, man, she has always been a stronghold in my life, man. She ain't bending. And you ain't gonna break her.
Man.
You know, she done buck with Allie, she done argue with Alley Cat and Mo, she done beef with both of them. She done called Robert be in the book.
Man.
You know, called Poochie, Coop, all my brothers. She done called them out.
But was it deservingly?
Mostly.
Okay. Listen, I ain't trying to get it, but I know sis. It ain't like she ain't gonna bother nobody, but she ain't gonna let nobody bother her. I know that for a fact.
I came in the house one day, and she had a butcher knife. Alley Cat standing there with a towel on. So I said, Cat, first of all, I let you stay with me. Why is you out in the living room with a towel wrapped around you? But Jim Bob, little brother Scooter Boo, was in there, and he said, "Babe, that nigga called your wife a B and told her this your joke." I'm like, man, no, we don't do that. At the time, I had 3 jobs, so my money was looking good. I was getting 2 full-time checks and a part-time check. My money was looking great. But I told Alley Cat, I said, I tell you what, Shawty, you know I love you. But you need to get some clothes on real quick. It's about 18 steps that you can really take flight down. this little dude go call Lump. Man, Lump come up there and said, "Big, you gonna kick your own brother out?" When I told him what Alley Cat did, I said, "Man, so you and him get the hell on." And Lump said, "You know what, big man? I'm gone." Cause he wrong. But you know, she just always got my back, man.
I already know.
She always got my back, man. And then by us having Lil Bink, Lil Bink, he pretty thorough dude, man. Lil Bink is
thorough. Triple black belt. Triple black belt.
Real?
He kickboxed for about 6 years.
And
played running back in college. Ran track. He ran track since 8th grade straight through college.
Boy. So Big, I'm gonna wrap this joint up. I just want to ask you, how is life for you now, champ? How you doing after all this stuff?
Outside of like anybody else that turned 57 years old, a whole lot of health problems, but I'm a praying man. I'm a praying man, and I believe at all times that God got me, even when I ain't got myself. And the one thing about me is I humble myself today. And I'm slow to anger. So
hold on. You slow to anger now?
Yeah, I am, man. You know what I learned though? I'm gonna tell you what I learned, and I can say this on camera. I learned that the strongest man is the man who got enough strength to walk away. It ain't always displaying how go hard you are or how rough you is. The stronger man is the man who walks away. Now, if somebody violate you walking away.
After we get mature, we get older. Because know, when you young, you trying to make a rep and all. But as you get older and you got kids or grandkids, a wife, a house and all that, you got too many responsibilities to be getting into it with these young. And
you got too much to lose.
Man, these young dudes, like we used to fight all day. They killing off the break.
That's you know the one thing.
Killing off the break.
The one thing, and I know you got to wrap it up. And one thing I will say this right here, for anybody that see this video, is that now today, the times are a lot different than us fighting at a go-go. We had these big gang fights. You didn't go outside and 3 or 4 people get a bullet in their head. It wasn't that. We never did that. We never did that. You know what I mean? Now, I won't try to fake and try to act like that every now and then it wasn't some gunplay.
But that's every now and then. That ain't every day, all day
every
long.
Every day, all day.
For nothing.
At the funeral just now where I went today, we was just talking about how young black brothers get these beefs amongst each other, and they get to firing into crowds. And they standing on different sides of the street, and whoever they got these problems with, they ain't really trying to see them. But then the old lady upstairs in the window take a bullet, or a little 8-year-old child or 10-year-old little girl at the ice cream truck taking bullets.
Right.
And these jokers ain't really getting their destination done. They ain't going at whatever beef they had. They ain't really straightening it. They killing people in the surrounding, innocent bystanders.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so those people are the ones that when these judges hand them 40 and 50 years and they ain't nothing but 20 years old or 18 years old, is the reason why one of the biggest experiences in the world is to see a dude. When I was like 20 and I went to Lawton, I seen a dude hang himself because they gave him 44 years that day in court.
Man.
He wasn't but 21.
Man.
The next time I saw him on the compound, they had enough Thorazine in him to be 10 St. Elizabeth patients.
Wow.
Man.
So he hanged himself, but
he tried.
He tried to kill himself.
Me and some other people got him off the thing.
Right.
He jumped off the toilet with a sheet around his neck.
Damn.
And we got him. And the guards came.
Man.
And they took him to the infirmary and drugged him up after the psychiatrist gave him a nutcase sheet.
Right.
And they drugged the man up.
Yeah.
Before he went to the federal institution. Of course, you know, them people drugged up. That's what our young black brothers don't realize, that when they give you this type of time, man, you could just kiss it goodbye because your mind will never be the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say to all the good people is I appreciate y'all having us with the Gangsta Chronicles. Man,
my crew, man. I'm still mad y'all ain't let me be official Gangsta Chronicles. Y'all let me
honestly, we're going to nip that in the bud with Tony saying that. He was a part of it, but he just don't want to admit to it. He already knew with me and with us every day that there was always going to be some drama.
Hey, let me tell you something. Before we share, you remember Black Chris and Ray?
Yeah.
Man, Black Chris come tell me, hey, man, who you with, man? I say, man, that's my crew. He say, man, they come down here and wreck shop and you standing there. He say, man, who you are? I say, man, that's my mom, man. Man, I love y'all, but I love them too, man. Yeah.
Well, we was beefing with Ray one time. We let Ray know.
Yeah.
Boy, if we catch you without your mom, we getting at you. You already know it.
But speaking of that, did y'all ever squash?
Yeah, we squashed.
I know y'all squashed with Ray, but
well, as for Mad Max, somehow or another, when I was down Lord, he knew some people, man, and they put him on the phone with me down there.
Yeah.
And I talked to him. Me and him squashed it over the phone. But I didn't never see the man again. That man is on dialysis. That's what I said.
You know what? I said it probably about 4 or 5 years ago at the fight. He got big.
He's on dialysis. His kidneys is bad.
Yeah.
Both his kidneys.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people know what I know about it, but I know for about 12 years for Metro Access, I took people to dialysis, radiation treatment, chemotherapy treatment, all types of cancer treatments and stuff. But my van was the person who take patients to dialysis.
Man.
And I think, Neil, you telling me about you working in the medical field, you probably could put a tap on this. But if you don't get a kidney replacement, I think you last somewhere in the area about 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Right, you're not guaranteed. And I know because and like I said, I did it for 12 years taking people. So I actually cried once or twice, man, when people got real close to me that I took the dialysis, and when I go get them, they dead.
It's a hell of a run too, because you got to go like 3 times a week. And you go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or even Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Sunday was off. Yeah, and you spend all day in the chair.
And then the next day,
if you bleed, you got to stay.
Yeah, you got to go to the emergency room.
Right.
But the next day you spend recovering, and then the next day you got to go
right back. Got to go right back.
My father went through that.
Yeah, it's a mean joint, man. Yeah.
Maurice did it too.
I heard people say, man, I'd rather just go ahead and go, man. This ain't,
Well, that was one of the touchingest jobs that I did in the work field, because and my boss used to always tell me that he thought I was one of his good drivers, one of his pretty thorough, dependable drivers, but he told me I get too emotional and I get too close to the patients.
Yeah.
But
It's hard not to.
Yeah, right, right. You picking somebody up and you rapping to them,
it's a service.
And you see how sick they get.
Yeah.
And you thinking, dang, that could be me.
Yeah.
You know, and it just that was one of the hardest things for me to deal with throughout coming out here in the community and society and trying to live right. And seeing people get sick.
Right.
And deal with the and then with my own brother Maurice.
Right.
I used to go to the nursing home and cut his hair every Sunday and watch football with him. And he would always tell me, oh man, you know, they had to take me to the emergency room. I was bleeding, or you know, it was a regular thing.
Right.
That illness right there was something to be reckoned with. You know, so.
And so, you know, we're gonna close out. Are there any old? Are you gonna come back with the Gangsta Chronicle T-shirt? See, that's what you need to. I think the public is waiting for it.
Yeah.
With the fist like this on it.
I would love to do that if we could find somebody who could print them suckers up and we can we can get a good discount on them.
Man,
I would love. As a matter of fact, I make this proposal to you and Neil, Tony.
Right.
Y'all help me get that together. And I'll make sure that y'all.
Hold on, baby. Before we start this,
if you
don't pay back, because you don't pay back, you don't pay nobody.
No, he ain't never pay.
He said on camera he's not gonna give you no money.
That was then. This is now.
Okay, we changed man.
Right. I'm a whole nother me.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I can make sure we do it where as though y'all collect the dollars. What I can do is because I got so much pull with that, I know everybody in the world who would love to have one of them shirts.
Well, we're going to get that done. How you want it? You just want Gangsta Chronicle or you want the Gangsta Chronicle with the fence on it?
With the fence on it. We got to have the fence.
Yeah, okay.
The people need to know.
All right. Well, we're going to get that done.
People need to know. That was our signal.
Yeah.
That you probably need to slide the hell out the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, because that when we come through and put that fist in the air, that let people know. One thing I will say though, man,
did y'all have any specific colors? What kind of color? What colors you want?
I would say the black and red.
Black and red. Okay.
Yeah. Make the fist red and the t-shirt black. That should be easy to do. That should be easy to do.
Okay. All right, well, man,
and I can put them on the market. Go ahead. Man, I'm grateful. One thing I will say, y'all out there in the community and society and the loved ones, I ain't gonna never leave out Big Drac and Little Drac.
Yeah.
No matter how much that I didn't think about them just now.
Oh, you gotta put them in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because Big Drac was always an intricate part of everything we done.
Yeah.
And Little Drac is one of and I think I shared this with you before, one of the little guys that was a test for me.
Yeah.
Because that little dude would not fear me when I cuss him out or talk bad to him.
He'd
be ready to fight.
Yeah, show it
thorough. He'd be ready to fight.
Show it thorough.
Yeah. So one love to the world.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Always give God the glory.
And we out. Peace and blessings.
Yes. And man, I thank y'all, man. But look, y'all